welcome back to the Hoosier Garage. Although we're not in the Hoosier Garage, we're over in Kentucky again, seeing our friend Dale.
Hello.
Right?
Hello, hello.
Yeah, right over here, Dale. And this is the truck you saw back in, what was that, March, February?
I think so. Right in there.
And I think we welded these mounts for these brackets in, motor mounts, and rear cross member. And it's starting to get cool out. That's when Dale likes to work on his projects. So what we're going to do, we're kind of brainstorming, figuring out how he wants to do this since he moved the motor back. How many inches?
Close to 10.
About 10 inches. Okay. So when you do that, it's kind of like my van back at home that you have it sitting back in the compartment. So he's going to have to figure out the situation to mount his carburetor since it comes up so high. So the carburetor, what, the top of it? Yeah, I'll show him that. Right about here, ain't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to show you up close what we got. So you can see he's got a line. He's probably going to trim this out like so across where this white line is and come up. And over here do the same thing. But he's going to have to build like a shroud, which is what this template is for here. And then we're going to have to do it across here. Now these carburetors are going to be poking up yay high, so he's going to have to remove a lot of the old air cowling here. So if we step on top of here, you get like a bird's eye view of what we're thinking about. So see this white line here, and it goes down through the cowl, that sort of thing. So we basically be chopping all of this completely out so that the carburetors can stand in through here. And then he'll have to figure out what he wants to do for glass and all that stuff, but that's not a big deal.
Lexan.
Yeah, Lexan glass. And then he'll have to fabricate a panel to come in behind here like a U shape, and a horizontal piece to come in flat behind there, and that's kind of what he's got there. So this would represent the top cut. This would go away, and then we can actually transfer this same template underneath there once we find level with it, and you'd kind of have the same thing getting cut out, and then you just proceed through with your cuts. So that's looking pretty good there. We center it over the engine. So we'll jump back in here in a few minutes and let you know what we're deciding on that, and then we'll have to do a little bit of welding here shortly. So. On this side right here. Yeah. All right, so we got it clipped out here. Everybody got involved. So I think the plan here is to come off this flange, or the flange, a little pinch weld, come out flat, probably make it drop down to meet that. That's kind of what I was couldn't get in my head earlier. So they'll drop down kind of a U shape that way, and then a U shape that goes in and then back out. It'll fit to this mark here. So we'll see what we can do. We'll update you then. All right, so we took us a little break. We're getting back to it. And if you look up here, you can see they even trimmed out a little bit more just to kind of clean up our opening here. And here's kind of a template of what's going to go into place here. Yeah, that one up. So you see what effect it has there. And it'll fit to kind of box in the shape of the cowl on both sides. Cut in for his carburetors come up, and then they'll just leave you a piece like a U-shaped piece that comes around here and kind of boxes everything back in, so it'll be nice and strong. But with that engine setting back that far, that's just one of the little rules of the road there. Now he's got some other stuff that we're gonna fab up. This floor where he got pinched together, and we're gonna spot weld it. Got some holes over there. And then this piece will be a removable shell over the top of that, and you can see the back of the transmission here. And he'll have to figure out what to do as far as a cover, a removable cover, so you can get back the back part of this engine here. So it's a little bit different than a lot of these S10 builds, which is pretty common, but this is different because the engine sets so far back. And kind of get that weight distribution. You see where it's at, the first spark plug, right? About, yeah, right over the top of the shock. So got some good weight distribution on that. And yeah, so we'll get some welding done. We'll show you that, and then just move through it that way. And this shows you a little more plainer. That box that he's got right there, that's representing the blower here, okay? And the back of it is where these the caps are. Now his distributor, it's gonna set back there, and then the area we cut right back here is making room for this. So we had to figure out how far this sets back, so it'd give him enough room to adjust and to move things around. So a lot of pre-planing, mocking up. Of course, this is the mock-up motor itself. That's the actual motor. We showed you that in that first video back earlier in the year. And this is just the old dog right here. And you know, good mock-up situation. So as the back of that box, like I showed you, where the back of them caps go, they come straight up so that it's both carburetors sit there evenly. So pretty good idea, really.
Yeah, that brings it down nicer.
Put that right here. Pretty much.
Yep.
Pretty much flush.
Fall.
Move that one in, tighten it. Thing is, when you're using the gas, you can make nicer, quicker spot welds. Plug welds, I should say. Yep.
Try that here, or you want to?
Clip it on the edge here. And then now I'll set down right about there. Just another little access cover.
Ta-da!
Let's see. See what we got. All right, now we're underneath the truck. Of course, here's the transmission cross member, and we got it tacked here, and we don't have any tack here, so we're gonna have to put it up to that scratch mark. It's already cut, conformed, so we're gonna put a weld all the way around this side, and the same thing on the other side. I had to fill that in a little bit, had a bit of a gap, but once you fill it in, then you can run back over it with a full weld and it holds up really good then. Well, you got a hole that's in the frame that can meet up right there, so I just went around it. Here we go. Hey, buddy.
Let's go.
Hi, buddy.
Let's go.
Well,
Luna.
yeah.
Luna, Luca.
We got some big fans here.
Let's go. Watch dogs. Come on.
Now, we had done a lot of the welding back here in this roll bar system. Here's your fuel tank. Now, what's this? Is that the pump? There's your pump.
We did it all.
Yeah. There's rear end down there. 4.9 inch.
4.9.
What gear we got?
411.
411 gear. Coilovers. Ladder bars, right?
4-link.
4-link. My bad. So it's coming together. How long have we been working on it? A year? A year or more? A little over a year, I'd say.
Oh,
A little over a year.
money.
Money, money.
Money.
Money, money.
Biggest part's gonna spin it.
Yeah, done spent. Got the hard part now.
Heartbeat.
We got the transmission?
Right there in it.
That's the one that's being used. Okay, so that's not a mock-up.
Power
Yeah.
glide. That's the power glide, 2-speed power glide.
2-speed power glide. And is there anything going on up here down the road? Is it just this the way it is?
No, that's the way it's gonna be.
That's the way it's going to be. So, you're going to take sway bar off, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Motor was here.
Yep.
Took it back to the first plug over
Yep.
the shock.
Mm-hmm.
We did that in the first video.
Yep, that was the first video. That was earlier in the year. But now we've kind of come along a little bit. Got the mount
Summer
plates
was
in.
just too hot. It was too hot to be in the garage this summer for some reason.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with it sometimes.
I'm an old man.
So when we get the encapsulation back here, what's the next plan? Is to start doing the electronics or getting that motor back in here? What's the next?
That motor will go back in. This motor will go in.
Okay.
And then we'll start putting the headers. The headers going to have to be built. We'll go to the headers and then go from there.
There you go.
I got all the steering mechanism and went back to a manual steering unit, which it'll go, you know, down in here.
Yep. Fits right up there. Yep.
Power steer, since I'm not going to be able to power steer.
Right. So you're in a pretty good place. You got your line, everything set up there, all the way front to back.
Money!
That's what it takes. Gotta have the money and the know-how.
Yeah, cool tool.
Yeah, show us the situation with that.
That's
It's like a pop rivet,
it's
but
like pop rivet, but pull a bolt, a nut in there where you can bolt it in.
yeah, it's threaded inside there,
And
and they're knurled on the outside so it'll grab,
All right.
kind of like a hinge pin.
See, that'll pop in there where we can just bolt things on it on the sheet metal. They advertise it on Facebook. Cool tool, $49.99.
What's that say? RZX. RZX. It's pretty cool. Looks like it's
That's like where
good quality.
where we put the transmission cover. That weld don't look good. We'll bolt it down here. And
We
this will
gotta re-weld that on the outside so it'll look good inside and out. Because that's the back side of what we welded. So
do you want to weld it?
yeah, we'll weld it up, make it look better.
All right.
Because we had that big gap in there, and that's what did that.
But that'll lay down. We'll beat that down where it's nice and neat and pretty.
Yeah, put your fittings in there that way, and it'll
Cover it up.
fit in there real good. Kind of like almost like a helicoil, but without
Oh, they call them hawks.
the hulks.
Oh,
It'll work. All right, so we're gonna weld this up because this is the side we welded from here, and that don't look too pretty. So we're gonna go through and do a nice stitch. You know what I mean?
I do it too.
It's all better. All right, so the next big step we know that he does have is this must be boxed in. You don't want to leave this hanging. It's just too, you know, floppy. And so that's important. I would probably even box it in over here just to get it all rigid. So we'll follow up with Dale at some point here soon and see how that looks. I'm sure it'll look really good. And just a couple of shaped pieces in there, and then yeah, he can move on to the next stage. That's the big thing with these race cars: keep them rigid. Make sure you're not doing something stupid. But I think we're in good hands here. What do you think?
We can get her done.
Yep. All right, Dale. Well, we'll catch up with you next time.
Thanks for coming by.
I know people like seeing something a little different, and this is it. So y'all take care. Make sure you check out the merchandise down in the link below. We got some t-shirts and decals, stuff like that. And just check in for our next video coming soon. Take care.
We hope you've enjoyed the preceding short feature.